Hey, 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 it's Echo Zero here, and I want to talk to you about international horror movies. Now, don't get me wrong, what we have here in America, domestic-wise, there's been some good stuff. I'm a big fan of the Friday the 13th series, the Halloween franchise, Nightmare on Elm Street, we got a Dream Master shirt on. Let's see, The Burnings one I enjoyed, Sleepaway Camp. The end of that movie, first movie when Angela stands up realizes she's really a guy, clearly blew me away because I didn't see that one coming. But yeah, it's pretty good. But international horror movies offer something completely different. I watched a lot of the old Hammer horror movies, Hammer Studio movies. They were made like back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. The Dracula ones with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. Magnifique. Was it Oliver Reed did like the Wolfman. Ingrid Pitt, I think her name is, did the one about Camilla, the female like Dracula one. There were awesome kind of gothic erotic movies. Really, really cool stuff. Still, Peter Cushing's performance has Van Helsing up against Christopher Lee's performance has Dracula. My favorite Dracula ever. Just awesome performance. And I would really stick to that until I was in Hollywood Video one day. This is back in the late 90s. And on VHS, I picked a copy up of a movie. An Italian horror movie. Sometimes known as Zombie 2 or Zombie Flesh Eaters. The copy I saw was under the name Zombie. This right here on VHS, DVD's a little loose, really was the one that did it for me, that secured me as someone who really wants to start watching more international, like, horror movies. This is a Felucci movie from Blue Underground, released this copy. Super awesome movie. So I'll get into more, from the same director, City of the Living Dead. I need to get The Beyond, House by the Cemetery, which is a movie that completely creeped me out. He's really kick-ass director, but I started getting more and more to it and finding that I really enjoyed watching international horror movies. And if you really, like I said, if you haven't watched them before, you really should. You'll find some really insane stuff. Let's see some of the ones I got here. I got a couple here. Shaun of the Dead, which is, in my opinion, a must-see, super awesome movie. Edgar, who did this? This is Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Edgar Wright, whatever I think I've write it. A movie I've already done a review of, the Blind Dead, Tombs of the Blind Dead. Man, some of these movies are sitting here just loosely. Oh, they do get to rules. What? Oh, hearing thing now. Another awesome series. Then I started getting into some of the Japan stuff. This is actually, a little silly. Not much on the gory side, maybe a bit. Sorry, my hands have been very shaky. Shocking ending, Hell Driver, Sick Nurses. But there are other movies like Machine Girl, where a girl loses an arm and replaces a machine gun. She has to see where she shoots some guy so many times that his head ends up peeling like a banana. Woman gets stabbed in the back of the head so much that she pukes her intestines out. Really a lot of gory stuff. I mean, this has a scene where a woman gets pulled to a piece of sharp piece of wood and you slowly watch it go into her eye. You gotta have a bit of a stomach for some of these movies. And completely blown away by what I was seeing. A lot more violent, a lot different than what you would see in American movies. Now, there's one, Bay of Blood, I think it's either called Bay of Blood or Twitch of the Death Nerve. There's a killer scene in it that was recreated somewhat in the second Friday the 13th movie. If you've seen the second one, you remember there's a scene where there's a woman, there's two people having sex, and the guy's on top of her, and right it looks like she's ready to climax, she opens her eyes and sees Jason above him, and poof, tries to spear through them, killing them both. In Bay of Blood, Twitch of the Death Nerve, there's a similar scene, only you get the added thing of the guy, even though they're both dead, the guy's like he's still fucking her. And pretty much they took that scene and just made it a little bit different and recreated it for the second Friday the 13th. And yay. Notice the notifications going off. And aside from that stuff, I've always listed this as one of my favorite horror movies. Dead Snow 2, Red vs. Dead. Another awesome one. France has some rather interesting ones, erotic ones. And this actually is from Korea? South Korea? I think it is. Wherever the Hun River is. So there's supposed to be another one of these. I gotta find it. But seeing these movies completely blowing me away, it's such a difference in what I was used to. And if you haven't, watched an international movie, whether it be horror or whatever, you would be completely amazed at how different they are. And you might even find that some of these movies, American movies, domestic movies, borrowed from them. Not just remakes like The Ring, Grudge, which were recreated. Wreck was a movie from Spain, and there's like 4 of them. They recreated the original Wreck. R-E-C is record, Wreck, whatever. In America, they called it Quarantine, but they pretty much just scene by scene, costume to costume, line by line, only now in English. Watch the Spanish ones; they go much better and show a lot more. And there's a bit of a religious element and stuff in there. It's a pretty awesome one. Directors I've watched Mario Bava, Lobato Bava, Dario Argentino, Lucio Fulci. What's some others in there? Bruno Mattei? Some of the stuff like his last film really was just nothing more than a reworking of Aliens, only now on Earth and zombies replacing the aliens. And if you're not into horror, dude, Kung Fu Hustle. Homework assignment! If you haven't seen Kung Fu Hustle yet, fucking find this movie and watch it. This is a badass movie. Homework assignment. If you do not watch this movie, you flunk. You flunk life. Must see Kung Fu Hustle. But in all seriousness, what I'm trying to get across is this: how cool international horror movies and international movies are. And actually, this kind of pokes a little bit, by the way, at some of the old Kung Fu samurai movies that were released back in the day, which themselves are all pretty cool. Well, I got probably do another rant or two, but I am Echo Zero, and I will see you on the flip side. Do your homework.